Hey guys, so I'm back with another video, and today is going to be a slightly different video. If you've been following me on Instagram on the Candle channel, then you'll see that I've been doing a lot of candle mock-ups and designs and my own like imaginary fantasy candle collections for like HomeWorx and Bath and Body Works. And it's just been something that's really been fun, just because like Bath and Body Works has been kind of safe and boring lately, and I just wanted to kind of like escape into my own like imaginary candle world of making my own candle collections and designing the graphics and labels and all of that. So follow me on there if you want to see that. For like the past week, I've been doing like a post every single day. I don't think it's going to be at that frequency going forward. I just had like a rush of creative energy, like just flowing through my body, and like something just possessed me to have to like get all this, like, I don't know, these designs out into the world. And there was just like a surge of energy that I just had to like start designing and creating it. Basically what happened was, I had to upgrade it to the full entire like most recent creative suite for Adobe, and there's a new like 3D mockup tool, or at least a new, to me, 3D mockup app where you can actually like design your own like products and like do 3D mockups on it, and you can like spin it around and change the lighting on it and all that kind of stuff. And it was super fun. I've always wanted to learn how to do 3D product mockups, and so just like spent an entire day on YouTube just watching all the tutorials, and I just like finally got down to it and started designing it, because I've been using Illustrator and Photoshop before, but this actually makes you be able to like create full wraparound labels. And I was like, oh my god, this is so much fun, because I can basically, any like candle design that I can imagine in my head, I can actually kind of like put down into paper and put it out there, because you can actually create a full wraparound label and everything. So I was super jazzed about that, and it was just like all I was doing for like the entire week, because it was just so much fun. It was like as addicting as like a video game or something. It was just constantly in it. So that's kind of how that happened. And then it was also just kind of like a nudge or a push, or just like making a statement or a point that there are so many candle collections and so many ideas and different fragrances out there that a candle company could experiment with, but like specifically Bath and Body Works just tends to do their safe, boring repackages over and over and over again. And as somebody who's just been, you know, doing this whole candle thing for like what, 10 years or whatever at this point, it's just kind of becomes kind of uninspired and boring of all the same stuff that they put out over and over again, and the same fragrances under new names and all that kind of stuff. And I was just like, you know what, I just want to escape into like a dream world just for a week or whatever, and just come up with all the candle collections that I would love to do. Like, it would be my every dream to be able to create a like Bath and Body, like an alternate universe or alternate reality Bath and Body Works, where there was a company that wasn't afraid to take risks or to put out fun, juicy collections that were cohesive, a little bit out there, but still had like nice, enticing labels, and just like the fun and whimsy of Bath and Body Works, and kind of taking it back to what they used to do in like 2010 all the way up to like 2016 or 17. But now they've really stagnated, and they just release the same kind of stuff over and over again. There's just so much repackaging, but I would just love to just like create a Bath and Body Works like competitor that was just like an alternate reality version of it, where they actually put out fun, enticing stuff with cohesive collections. But I simply just want to design candles on the computer and develop the fragrances and smell the fragrances and come up with the blends. I do not, however, want to deal with the business side of taxes and shipping, customer service, fulfillment, packaging in terms of like putting stuff into boxes and like basically fulfillment, and insurance and all the legal aspects. I want absolutely no part of that. I just literally want to be on my computer, you know, designing stuff like, or, you know, going out in nature and being inspired by different fragrances and creating fragrance blends and names and marketing and that kind of stuff. But once again, I don't want any of the other business side. So a lot of people always ask me, why don't you start your own candle company? I really just want to do the creative part of it, and I just really have no desire whatsoever from the business, legal, customer service standpoint. I want nothing to do with that. So that's why I haven't started my own candle company, is because I just simply want to like dream up the most beautiful, gorgeous candle labels and collections and put them out there, but I don't want to deal with all the other baggage that comes with running a business. That's just not like my forte. So that's kind of that there. I didn't, just addressing a few like, I don't know, I guess frequently asked questions kind of thing. I did not create these labels to be fishing for a job. I already have a graphic design job. Of course, if a candle company approached me or some kind of candle designing career or job landed in my life, I wouldn't be opposed to that, and I would certainly explore that path. But I already have a job, so it's not like I was creating these designs to fish for a job at a candle company. I've applied to many candle design jobs before. A lot of the comments are say like, oh, put in your resume or apply for this, or so-and-so needs to hire you for this or that. Trust me, I've definitely applied to both Bath & Body Works and HomeWorx. They've had candle like graphic design positions in the past. I have applied to them, but I just did not receive the jobs that were being posted. I guess it just wasn't in the cards, or the universe has a different plan for me. I don't know what it is, but I didn't get the jobs on any of those. So it is what it is. But I still love making candle designs. It's just a hobby for me, and it's just super fun. So it's not like I'm trying to make money off of this. I'm not trying to like, fish for a job. I'm not, nothing like that. It's just super fun. It was just like, it's just as fun as playing a video game for me. So that's why I just put it out into the universe, and that's what I do. So that's kind of the background on all of that. So yeah, you can see all the designs on the candle channel on Instagram. So now that's out of the way, we will actually walk through the designs, just because this is what I'm truly passionate about, that I just wanted to make kind of video sort of wrapping up this like a week-long project that like just happened. And just want to talk through each one briefly, or not so briefly, just in case you were like kind of interested in the behind the scenes process, and just because I love talking about this stuff. So let's get right into it. So the first one we have is there was a pistachio cream puff and a pink petal tea cake that I made. Those were just like photoshopped images from the Bath & Body Works website, and I just changed the color on them. Basically, pistachio cream puff was something that was supposed to come out, but I guess it got canned for whatever reason that we didn't get it anymore. And I just wanted to mock it up just to see what it looked like and put a pretty like beautiful pistachio color on it. So that's what I did there. I think that one's supposed to be a repackaged pistachio ice cream, at least that's what the hand soap is. So that's that. Of course, we always want to see pink petal tea cake. So I felt like there was just so much potential with that collection that you see here that had lavender, marshmallow, and Prosecco and peaches in it. It's like, why didn't they just like boost that complete collection up and like build it out and give us like pink petal tea cake in that beautiful pink packaging, blueberry donut, which could be a repackage of sugared blueberry donut, which was same as blueberry shortbread from that one candle day before. That one was so delicious and juicy. I would love to see that, and that baby blue color is just stunning. Then banana souffle, I just wanted to create like a kind of like, unicorn type of like enticing hype banana candle, and so that's what banana souffle was, and the yellow color on it was just really delicious as well. So those were those 3 candles, or 4 rather, but those were just photoshops of existing Bath & Body Works designs. So those weren't really like original creations, so to speak. We then had smoked marshmallow latte, which this was the Coffeehouse Collection. I always wish Bath & Body Works would do a Coffeehouse Collection. It's just like, people love coffee, people love Starbucks, people love drinking coffee fragrances, but I wanted to do it equal parts of coffee fragrances and bakery treat fragrances is what I wanted to do. And so I was like, what would a Coffeehouse Collection look like? I didn't want to go with the obvious, just like photos and that kind of stuff. I wanted to do something a little bit more subtle and sophisticated, like maybe like if you actually went into like a Seattle coffee house or something. Not that I've ever been to a Seattle coffee house, but like some kind of chic, like, like indie type of coffee house, or however you want to categorize it. I feel like it would be like amber glass jars with a minimalist black sleek packaging or label on it. So that's what I did on these. And the fragrances on this were smoked marshmallow latte, which I would imagine, I always wanted like the marshmallow fireside note mixed with like a espresso note to create this like smoky, marshmallowy sweet, but like roasty coffee fragrance. I think that'd be so delicious. So smoked marshmallow latte was the inspiration on that one. People love all about the pistachios these days. So we did a pistachio crumble muffin. I think that'd be really delicious too. Iced caramel macchiato, probably gonna be similar to their white caramel cold brew or whipped coffee type of fragrance from Bath & Body Works. That's just their standard caramel coffee fragrance, but you need the basic fragrances in your coffee collection. So that's what we have there. Blueberry lemon Danish. There was this fragrance oil that I smelled that was a blueberry lemon Danish fragrance, and it really smelled just like the like glazing on the Danish with the blueberry and the lemon jam in there. There was a little bit of citrus zest in there, but that juicy bursting blueberry, delicious. So that's what the inspiration was for that one. We then have London Fog Tea Latte, which is an Earl Grey tea latte. I think it would just be so much fun to have like a unique tea fragrance and have all those Earl Grey notes in there as well. And I think there's usually a little bit maybe of like a bergamot or a citrus zest in there as well. And then mix that creamy, milky latte fragrance in there as well. It would be so delicious. We then have Glazed Orange Madeleine, which this could potentially be that Mary Madeleine cookie thing that they've had before, but just being able to smell like the glazing outside of the like Madeleine like cake treat thing with a little bit of an orange zest in there, and then a nice buttery, juicy, fluffy bakery note would be so divine. So that was the Coffeehouse Collection that I had dreamed up. So that was the very first one that I did there. We then move on to the HomeWorx collection. So this one, I wanted to mock up something that was something different from Bath and Body Works, just to exercise my creative muscles and to create a mock-up that had like the HomeWorx base on them. So I have to create these like 3D mock-ups by scratch when you go into the 3D program. So that was just kind of my way to be able to like manipulate the different products in the app to create a HomeWorx candle, which is different from your traditional Bath and Body Works candle. So on this one, I was just like, I've always loved the lemon gelato fragrance from Slatkin Co way back in the day. It was so delicious. It was this beautiful, like creamy, like very dairy, milky lemon fragrance, just totally different from all the other lemons they've put out before. Like, don't think that this is just another generic run-of-the-mill lemon fragrance. No, it was delicious. It really smelled like lemon gelato with that milky, creamy aspect. And so I wanted to do like an Italian treats collection because Harry always has his European travels of going to, you know, exotic places and bringing back those treats and fragrances to us. For those who are not as fortunate enough to be able to travel to Europe, we can smell them through his candles. And so I was like, I feel like he would do something European like that. So I was like, let me do a La Dolce Vita Italian treats collection, which I think translates to like the sweet life or something. And so we have a tiramisu fragrance. And I was like, I know HomeWorx and the team would absolutely nail a tiramisu fragrance because I feel like they would do a really rich, bold, roasty espresso note mixed with like, so that's like covered and drenched in like the lady fingers are drenched in the espresso, you know? A lot of times there's a little bit of rum in there. I think HomeWorx is really good, like boozy alcoholic fragrances as well. So the rum note in there, that mascarpone cream, and then the layered like, you know, lady fingers that have been like sort of mashed and gooey, and just all that mixed together into one delicious tiramisu fragrance. And I wanted to create one of those like iconic, enticing wraparound labels. And that was an inspiration for the tiramisu one. So that's why I created that one. Oh my God, I think that would be so delicious. But actually he commented on that post saying that it was going to be coming out. So our dreams have come true on that one. So tiramisu is supposed to come out. We then have an almond biscotti. I just wanted to create like a full, juicy, enticing, like full photo label rather than the cutout one of the tiramisu. So that's what I did there. We then have lemon gelato, which would be return of the like OG Slatkin Co lemon gelato, which was perfection. So I was like, that was kind of the impetus for this collection, and to also have the tiramisu in there. So that was the trio of the La Dolce Vita Italian treats collection. And this is of course for HomeWorx rather than for Bath and Body Works. Then Just Shantae on Instagram was requesting a bakery treats collection from HomeWorx, and she just wanted to see what they look like. So you know what, that's my favorite. Floral gourmand or floral bakery is my favorite category of all fragrance categories, and I was totally on board with that. So I just wanted to come up with like a fun fantasy collection of a few floral bakery fragrances, and that's what we did here. We have a whipped lavender meringue, which I would imagine would be like a kind of like HomeWorx's more sophisticated take on lavender marshmallow is what I would imagine whipped lavender meringue would be, but maybe a little bit more of like that hard, crunchy outer like shell of the meringue, but also a whipped lavender fragrance to it as well. Or maybe even slightly like a marshmallow musk type of like powdery texture to the outside of it. I think that would be so divine, and how enticing is that photo label. We then have raspberry rose macaron, which would be kind of like HomeWorx's take on rosewater meringue from Bath and Body Works, but maybe a tad bit more bakery in the sense that you have that like raspberry jam in there, that beautiful rose petal, sugared candied rose petal fragrance in there, mixed with the macaron cookie and just all the delicious juiciness that comes with macaron fragrances. I think that would be so delicious too. So that was that one right there. We then have a honeysuckle lemon cake, which I feel like just having like a juicy, like glazed lemon cake where you can smell like the drizzle and just the juicy gooiness of the lemon mixed in with the like, you know, that bundt cake type of feel with a hint of like a honeysuckle floral element. A lot of times honeysuckle has a sweet, like almost like honeyed sweetness to it that I feel like would just add an extra touch of like something juicy to that lemon cake. So that was the honeysuckle lemon cake there. And then orange blossom Madeleine, which this is a common like recipe out there for Madeleine cookies or whatever. Similar to that other orange Madeleine I was talking about. This one was just, except have a little bit more of a floral perfumed element to it with a buttery, juicy, awesome Madeleine cookie. I think that would just be so delicious as well. And I feel like obviously Bath and Body Works is way too safe and way too restricted and pulled back now to put out a floral bakery gourmand fragrance. So our only hope would be for HomeWorx to put it out. But actually, lo and behold, HomeWorx did put out a floral bakery collection a few days ago, which was the lavender blueberry cupcake, as well as the cherry blossom beignets. So they did kind of deliver with the floral stuff. Not quite as like, I guess, out there as a collection of 4, but we still at least got 2 of them. So that was good to go there. So that was that. Not an affiliate of HomeWorx, not a brand ambassador, so I'm not promoting any of that, just sharing my excitement for candles. So that was the HomeWorx thing there. This is gonna be a long video, sorry, I'm just really into it. We then have the Cloud 9 collection. Oh my gosh, so this is the Bath & Body Works mock-ups, obviously. This one is there's a Cloud 9 and Pastel Skies coming out from Bath & Body Works and Body Care collection. I like when they take body care fragrances into candles because it usually means that we're finally gonna get, something that's genuinely new, because the body care fragrances are usually somewhat new. So to be able to get body care fragrances into candles, I like that because it's probably gonna be a new fragrance and not a deceptive repackage. So I was just like, I think these cloud photos would make the most stunning and gorgeous wraparound labels, for a collection, and to just do like 4 different like cloud colors would be so divine and just so dreamy and awesome. So I was like, I have to mock this up. And so of course I put the white matte, lids on them to like complete the cloudy feel to it. And obviously this one, I mimicked the design that they have existing on the Cloud 9 and Pastel Skies body care packaging because I wanted to be cohesive. So it's not like this is a totally original design. Obviously I borrowed from their original Cloud 9 and Pastel Skies one and expanded on it. So we do have the Cloud 9 fragrance and the Pastel Skies one. I just love those like cotton candy clouds on there. These fragrances would just match whatever body care is. I haven't smelled the body care, so I can't speak to that. We then have Lavender Daydream, which was that, what was it? The Dream in the Sky or Dream Big Lavender Clouds fragrance or whatever it was. It was a one-hit wonder from like a candle day long ago that had the glitter lids on it. And it was the most delicious, like fluffy, creamy, but still powdery and clean lavender fragrance that was so delicious. So I think that would make a great Lavender Daydream. I just love that pop of like purple with the cloud in the front. I think it makes a really stunning label there. So I really enjoyed that. And then we have Marshmallow Clouds, which has a little bit more of like a comforting, muted, cozy feel to it. And this one could be Boardwalk Marshmallow Clouds, which was that awesome body care fragrance that didn't come out in home fragrance. I would love to smell that in home fragrance. Or Marshmallow Musk, which was another amazing one-hit wonder that had the most delicious powdery texture of a marshmallow to it, mixed with a little bit of like a body care vibe to it. Both were just excellent. I would love to have those in candles, and I think Marshmallow Clouds would be a perfect fit for that. So that was the last one on the Cloud 9 collection. Moving on, we have the second release of Tutti Dolci. I've always loved the packaging on that, and I was like, I would so love a candle collection to match that Tutti Dolci collection. And so that's exactly what I did there. Obviously this is another borrowed design. I just looked at the original Tutti Dolci, like Bath & Body Works collection, and then created my own original assets in Illustrator to recreate all the design elements. And that's what I did here. I love the pop of like the pink and the yellow and the blue. It's just so springy and Valentine's Day and just so like European in a modern way. I just really enjoy that one. So that was Pink Peony Cream, Sweet Lemon Buttercup, and White Mocha Kiss, which that was actually a Beach Nights repackage, but all 3 of those were body care fragrances, and I would die for candles to come out in those fragrances as well. I just love the polka dots on it and the scalloped edge, just, oh my God, chef's kiss on that. So I really enjoyed making that collection. So that was the Tutti Dolci one. But then I was like, actually, the original Tutti Dolci is a little bit better and more out there and creative than the re-release of Tutti Dolci. So this was, I believe, back in like 2004 or something. And they had all the most beautiful, delicious fragrances out there. Chocolate fondue, you can see sugar wafer and angel food cake. There was also like a lemon meringue, like a raspberry granita, a pineapple chiffon, like just all the most like just wonderful out there, like delicious treat Tutti Dolci fragrances that were created into body care. And so they had all the body care. This was back in 2004, so their home fragrance game wasn't as big as it is now, but I would love for them to re-release all the Tutti Dolci body care and then also release candles alongside it. Oh my God, I think that'd be so divine. And these labels, so once again, this was me taking the original Tutti Dolci collection, looking at the original design that they created and then creating my own version of it and recreating all the assets in Illustrator myself. And that's what I did here. So obviously I had to recreate all the text on it, try to match the script font on it. They had a lot of like lace elements to it. So just wanted like a nice juicy lace, like medallion in the middle just to frame the stuff. And then I added the stripes on there just to give it a little bit more of a girly, frilly Valentine's Day feel. And then I did actually, they have like this juicy like silver seal on all of like their body care products. There was like a sticker that they put on there that had like the D monogram on it, and it had like a little saying around it. I really love that small little attention to detail where they actually created a seal or a decal for the collection. And so I was like, I have to incorporate that into the candles. So that's what you see with like a D above the Tutti Dolci in there. And so that's supposed to be like a metallic seal on the label. So we have the sugar wafer there, the chocolate fondue, and the angel food cake. Oh my gosh, there's just like, they were so original and creative back in the day. I just wish they would come up with such creative and awesome collections like that again. This just like really like breaks my heart that it's not real. I would just so love this to become an actual real collection. And the white matte lids on them just like finish the masterpiece there. So I really enjoyed making that one. I love all the girly pink frilly things, so that one really spoke to me. Another super iconic Bath & Body Works body care collection was the Temptations line. This was super old fragrance collection before my time, so I never actually smelled any of them, but I've always seen the photos all over eBay and social media, and they had a full-blown like tons of Temptations line that would come out like every season, and they had like all the most like awesome fragrances with the most fun like juicy labels on them. So I was like, I would relish the chance to recreate all those labels myself. So of course I did recreate all the actual vector artwork that goes into all these labels in Illustrator, did all the typography myself to try to match the font that was in there. They also have the fun like seal that says Temptations, it's in all of us. So I wanted to recreate that, so I had to locate the font and do all that and basically create this from scratch from the actual graphics they had in the original line. So they had a Pecan Passion, which would be an awesome pecan pie fragrance, Simply Divine Cherry Pie, and Cinnamon Bun Heaven. Just the names and everything were just so enticing. So I was like, I would love to see candles in this. They only had body care, but they didn't have candles. But could you imagine if they had a Temptations re-release and they also did candles on it? Like, mind blown. I would be so all over that. So that was the first one. And then I wanted to create a summer version or a spring version. So we have Melon Cooler, Banana Smoothie, and Orange Freeze. So it'd be like an orange creamsicle fragrance, banana smoothie that probably had strawberry notes in it, and then an awesome juicy like melon cooler melon drink type of fragrance would be the other one there. I just love the matching color lids on there. They're just so fun and just like vibrant and juicy. So that was another collection that I would love to see so much. Another one that really broke my heart when I like put it out into the world because it wasn't real. So that was that. Moving on, we have 4 more, so hang tight. We have the Mother's Day Garden Collection, which, oh my gosh, so Bath & Body Works is really strayed away from doing florals. They used to do florals more, but they just really don't do florals at all anymore. They must have figured out their core demographic doesn't like florals, so they don't put out floral fragrances anymore. It's always like champagne toast and strawberry pound cake for Mother's Day. And I was like, you know what? I freaking love the garden. I love going out into nature. I love beautiful butterflies and insects and animals and all that kind of stuff. I was like, I want to see, you know, just a beautiful like garden collection for Mother's Day, but that was still sleek and sophisticated enough and not your like grody force of nature quotable stuff that they put now. And so that's what I did here. I came across on my like, you know, as designers, we have access to art subscription sites and you come across art that you're able to license. And I came across the most beautiful watercolor, like almost impressionist painting artwork of like garden scenes, and I was like, this would make the most beautiful candles. Like it would just be a simple like masterpiece, like just artwork on a candle. I was like, this would be so beautiful on a candle. So once I saw those watercolor artwork, I was like, this has to become a mock-up for me. And so that's what I did on this one. And so I gathered a collection of like 5 kind of cohesive watercolor garden collections and put like garden themed names on them. So we have Butterfly Garden there, which you can see has a butterfly on it. I like that there's a white background there because it really makes the flowers pop. We also have Enchanted Garden, which has like a blue background there as well. And then we have Secret Garden, which I just love that like cobblestone, like stone archway with like the bougainvillea looking like vine growing over it. And like, it just feels like a secret garden that we just like walk into, and it has like this beautiful like vista or view of the sea or ocean or whatever that is. Oh my God, I was just so, this was another one that really broke my heart that it wasn't real, because I would love for this to be a real candle and just to buy all of them and like have that whole collection to yourself. And for like Mother's Day, just perfection. Oh my gosh. And then we have Garden Cottage and Garden Hideaway. Garden Cottage, once again, I haven't like fully fleshed out the fragrances on this. You know, Bath & Body Works just slaps names on stuff and figures out the fragrance later anyways, so it could really be anything, but actual true garden inspired fragrances and floral fragrances would be awesome. We have a Garden Cottage that just had like a fairy tale like storybook feel to it, which I was just like, I would just love to create that concept. And so like, obviously I would flesh out the fragrance later on and to figure out what a garden cottage would smell like. Maybe a little bit of rose in there and a little bit of like an ivy or like a green note in there as well. I don't know, just some awesome like fairy tale fantasy fragrance would be amazing for garden cottage. And then garden hideaway also had that similar like secret garden feel to it. I just love that like, you're like walking into like a jungle of like flowers on that like beaten cobblestone path. Oh my God, just soothes my soul. So I would so love for this collection to be real. And I just love the simple black lid and the label on there where it doesn't like take away too much from the actual beautiful watercolor artwork, but still makes like a nice sophisticated statement to it. So oh my God, freaking love that. Moving on, we have a Slatkin Co like re-release. So it's kind of another throwback type of release for me. So I went into Bath and Body Works in 2010 and 11-ish. And that was when they had Slatkin Co candles. And that's what got me into Bath and Body Works. So I just always have such fond, nostalgic memories of the Slatkin Co candles and labels. And because that's when I went into BBW, I always have a soft spot for them that I was like, I would love to see Slatkin Co labels again, just to mock them up like for my own personal curiosity. And that's what we did there. Basically what I did was I took their existing HomeWorx fragrances, which is like the continuation of Harry Slatkin's, you know, candle endeavors, and turned them into the old school Bath and Body Works Slatkin Co labels, and that's what we did here. So it's kind of like a mashup or a collaboration of HomeWorx fragrances into the old school BBW era Slatkin Co labels. It just soothes my soul in the best way possible. So basically I did the 4 seasons on this one, and that's what we did here. And so it was so much fun to recreate the Slatkin Co logo and the like actual label and match the font and everything on it. Just once again soothed my designer soul to be able to do that. And then pick all the photo labels. They just had the most like artistic, beautiful, classy, simple, cohesive packaging during the Slatkin Co era that I really loved. And they had the beautiful wax colors as well, because they didn't do wraparounds back then. You always had the beautiful, vibrant like wax colors matching with it. So this was just something that was super fun for me to do as a designer and a candle nerd. So we have Enchanted Peony, Lily of the Valley, and Wisteria Vine. We then have the fall ones that just like screams like Slatkin Co to me. Autumn Pumpkin, Harvest Leaves, and Banana Maple Pancakes. We then have the Christmas collection, which is also very like iconically Slatkin Co as well. We have White Birch, which borrows the existing HomeWorx label. We have Season's Greeting and Garland Berry. And then finally we have that awesome like summer collection with all the palm trees on it that just really takes you away to that like palm tree, you know, paradise. So we have Island Palm, Guava Sunset, and Sea Breeze. So I was just like, this is so satisfying just to see like HomeWorx labels and Slatkin Co labels. So that was that right there. And the last 2, we have another Bath and Body Works candle mock-up here. This one, what I wanted to do was, I just like had the idea for like, okay, we had the Mother's Day garden candles, but I kind of wouldn't mind seeing like a White Barn candle collection just because I hadn't done a White Barn label yet. So I just really wanted to have fun recreating the White Barn label, putting the logo in there and creating that, you know, like frame and everything in there and matching the fonts on it. And that's exactly what I did. And I was like, I also like the colored glass jars that they have on the White Barn candles as well. So I kind of want to just play around with the White Barn candle and like sort of manipulate it and see how I could like spice it up or dress it up and maybe make like a matching like Mother's Day special edition collection. So in what way could I dress up this White Barn label to become something different or juicy? And that's what I did here. And so my idea was, why don't I take some of those similar like watercolor floral elements we had from the garden collection and separate out the components and make it look like there's flowers growing out of the label. And because, you know, flowers in nature, if you've seen plants or trees or whatever, flowers out in the wild, you know, they like grow in and out of everywhere. Like they don't like perfectly come out in one way. They just like sort of like gravitate towards where the sun is. So I wanted to create a collection here where it looked like the flowers were growing out of the labels. And that's why I also intentionally chose to put like sunlight lighting on this mock-up rather than like studio lighting, because then it looked like the flowers were kind of reaching for the sun when the label hits the lighting. And I just love that like little tidbit there. So it looks like the sunflowers and like indeed growing out a label, like looking for the sun or the spotlight. That is the lighting in this photo. So we have Golden Sunflower, which could be the Golden Sunflower Body Care into Home Fragrance. We have Blooming Amaryllis. I just found this juicy, awesome, like amaryllis vine like growing out. So I was like, I wanted to create a fragrance or a label for that. So we made it purple, and I just loved the way this one turned out, because this one just really has that wild growing aspect to it that I love so much. We then have Garden Hydrangea, which I just love blue hydrangeas and the way they look. Like that and hyacinths are some of my favorite like aesthetic or visual flowers. So I just wanted to create a hydrangea fragrance as well, just to be able to get that like blue calming color in there that's just perfect for the springtime. We then have Fresh Bamboo, which is a tried and true Slatkin Co classic that's actually out right now at Bath & Body Works. And I just wanted to create a like wild bamboo like shoots just like coming out every which way on that one. We then have Rosewater and Ivy, which is another like returning favorite. I was like, for it to be a realistic Bath & Body Works collection, it would most certainly have to have all the repackages. And so that's why we had Rosewater Ivy in there, and I just really liked the way that one grew out of the label as well. We then have White Jasmine, which they actually had a White Jasmine fragrance before. It's very similar to like an orange blossom fragrance. It was divine. And so I just wanted like a wild jasmine vine coming out of the label on that one. And that one just had like a white, crystal clear, like neutral color to it. And then finally we had the like last shot with them in a pyramid, and then just having the cloud in the background just to evoke that like fresh, naturey type of bright, happy feel that Bath & Body Works is known for. And I just love the cohesion and the rainbow of colors, and just, oh my God, I would love this to be real as well. And I was also inspired by it being like a hand painted, like you've seen like glass jars that people like hand paint on them. I kind of was inspired by that. So that was the like inspiration for this collection. And lastly, this is probably gonna be the last one for a little bit. When inspiration hits, I'll try to create more mock-ups, but this was kind of just like, what happened in this week of all the energy coming out and onto Instagram. So this one, we have a space or a galaxy collection. And this one I just posted today at the filming of this video. And this came from me mocking up the Cloud 9 collection. And I was like, I would love to have one that had like a darker feel to it. So I'm gonna do the black matte lids on there and choose space or galaxy photos, because I like those often have really juicy, like just bright, like visual appeal to them that I would love to see like galaxy or space photos as a wraparound label, like in addition to the Cloud collection, just to have this like cohesive like two-part collection. And so that's what I did here. And so I put like a slight like starry sky background, and then there's like a little bit of a glow that's coming from like maybe the moon, so to speak. And I just created 3 different fragrances here that I have that could have a lot of potential to be really anything. And so we have Aurora Borealis, Cosmic Energy, and Galaxy Dust, and I love the glow on the like bottom there as well. So Aurora Borealis, just that beautiful blue, like, you know, like whatever that like streak is there. We then have Galaxy Dust, which is like this awesome, just like purple juicy. This I would like think of like a juicy like grape or like a fruity fragrance is what I would imagine for this one. And then Cosmic Energy just had also that sort of like cotton candy type of rainbow color to it that I really enjoyed. So I feel like this was just a super fun, just like out of the world fun candle collection that's like creative and groovy, but still has potential to be mass appeal fragrances. So that was that right there. And that is it for this video. So thank you so much if you stuck around for the whole video. I feel like the time kind of flew there, but this is just so much fun. It's like really just like my hobby and passion to just, you know, create artwork and put them into candles and then think of what fragrances they could be. And then they used to do really cohesive collections and packagings back in the day that they don't do. So the packaging is cohesive, but the fragrances are like always mishmashed. So to be able to return to the like 2010, 2016 like cohesive BBW era, which is really fun for me, but then also incorporate the wraparound labels they do of the modern times. So that was that. Thank you so much if you watched this whole video. Thank you to everybody who's left such like awesome, positive comments and support on all my mock-ups. Thank you so much. I probably won't be as active on Instagram going forward, but if inspiration ever does hit, I'll try to put them on Instagram and do about it that way. Thank you so much for watching, and here's to, I don't know, just like some candle company out there just giving us, you know, all the imaginary fun juicy labels, or, you know, it would be so much fun to create an alternate universe BBW that like took risks and just put out all the fun juicy collections for us, but still maintain that like awesome fun, whimsical BBW branding that we all know and love so much. Like, yes, there are other candle companies out there that put out like, you know, unique stuff, but there's just a certain like je ne sais quoi that's missing from other candle companies that like BBW and then HomeWorx to a certain extent also captures. So, one can dream, right? So that's pretty much it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.